Thank you, folks. Thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who makes national service come alive each and every day with the things that you do, with the things that you've done, with the things that you hope for and dream for, with the work that we are doing together today, and with the change that we are making in our nation. To Ann Moore Connolly, President of Voices for National Service, thank you for having such a strong and clear and focused voice for 16 years of leadership in our country. Please give Ann Moore a round of applause for what she's done to help lift national service as a part of our country. You know, to Barbara Stewart, the current CEO of CNCS, and for a moment, if I could, in memory of a dear friend, Harris Wofford, I had the blessing of knowing Senator Wofford when he was CEO of CNCS, and getting to spend time with Eli Siegel, one of the gentlest, kindest, most thoughtful people I've ever known. That's worth a great round of applause. To have been present at the creation and help run one of the first national direct AmeriCorps programs changed my life, touched my heart, and helped me see what national service can do for our communities and for our country. And service on the AmeriCorps Commission, the Commission for National Community Service in Delaware, not just changed my life, but introduced me to my wife, which truly transformed my life in the most positive way possible. AmeriCorps bringing people together. I want to recognize some folks here from Delaware who continue the great tradition of volunteer service and leadership. We have Kanani Munford and Paul Calistro of our Governor's Commission on Community and Volunteer Service. Please, Kanani and Paul. And Charles Harris, who runs the AmeriCorps Delaware office. You're doing an amazing job. Delaware is small but mighty, and although there are much bigger states with bigger commissions and bigger communities of service, AmeriCorps in Delaware and all the national service programs in Delaware are alive and well and making a meaningful difference. I also want to just briefly thank everyone here who's recognized my colleagues in the Senate and the House, and my colleagues who've done so much to advance national service. As I was saying to Senator Blunt on the floor earlier today, it's really great you all thank me. But senators like Roy Blunt and Lisa Murkowski and Johnny Isakson, they're outcome determinative in this environment. So I am particularly grateful for their strong support for national service, and I think that deserves a round of applause as well. No one in the Senate was a greater champion of national service than two real titans who've been recognized and mentioned here this evening, both Senator Ted Kennedy, and I am so honored to receive a Lifetime Service Award in his name, and my friend and colleague, Senator John McCain, and I'm thrilled Ben Dominic was here and able to present an award in Senator McCain's name. Both of these giants of the Senate recognized what it means to live a life of service, to give back to this nation that has given so much to us and to our world, and to hold up the idea of national service as an expectation of every American, so that someday we might ask of ourselves and each other, where did you serve? Where are you serving? Well, where will you serve? And it is just a part of what it means to be an American. That has long been true, and it should again be true today. Some talk about making America great again, and if I might, I'll just briefly say, John McCain always knew what made America great, which was that America is good. He has been quoted as saying, America is a country with a conscience. And I think what John said once, that our shared values define us more than our differences. Acknowledging those shared values can see us through our challenges today if we have the wisdom to trust them again, is more true and more relevant today in this environment than ever before. Commitment to each other, commitment to service, service that builds and ennobles, that uplifts and engages, is at the very heart of what it means to be Americans. John recognized that, and I'm thrilled that we're all here tonight thanking and recognizing that in all of you and in your service. My time with the first National Direct AmeriCorps program I mentioned was with the National I Have a Dream Foundation, And we had 150 AmeriCorps members in 15 cities serving as mentors and tutors, providing after-school programs and enrichment activities to kids in very tough and under-resourced schools. But I continue to see the impact of AmeriCorps in my home state and my home community year in and year out. I'm inspired by what AmeriCorps members are doing in Delaware and around the country today. Let me mention, if I could, just one member, an alumni, U.S. Army veteran Mark Kramer, who completed his wildfire fighting training and certification during his AmeriCorps term of service in Delaware. Delaware not known for its massive wildfires. And then taking that skill and that strength and that experience, went on to go to California and serve as a volunteer firefighter in the wildfires there. He was a member of the Delaware State Parks AmeriCorps program, a team leader supervising Vet Corps members, and then in what time he had off, going out west to fight record firefighters. Mark is just the kind of person who embodies service in all ways, military and civilian, West Coast, East Coast, with veterans, with communities, out in nature and in urban areas, and is a reminder of what it is that makes service so inspiring. One last thing, you could please, with a round of applause. Another program I have followed closely since its incubation and launch is Public Allies. And Public Allies Delaware has brought a new generation of leadership to nonprofits up and down our state. One other thing happened this year that I found deeply encouraging. Two former Public Allies, Tizzy Lockman, who'd helped lead education reform in Wilmington, Delaware, was elected a state senator. And Nnamdi Chukwuocha, a champion for low-income communities through his work at Interfaith Housing, was elected to the State House. We are building a new generation of leaders for the nonprofits community, for our elected community, for our for-profit community, and for our country and its future. So what are we doing here in Congress to support the next generation of Americans who seek to serve? You may have heard briefly in the introductory film there that I've been honored to join Senators Jack Reed and Richard Blumenthal with legislation called the Action for National Service Act. This is a bold bill that will make CNCS a cabinet-level agency, that will make it possible to earn funds for a full higher education while doing national service. 2 years of full-time national service would result in the funds to pay for tuition for a 4-year state university education. This is the GI Bill of the 21st century. You know, you heard just before me from someone who's a terrific private sector leader, from Garrick Francis of CSX, who said this is what employers are looking for, the kind of training and experience, hands-on, out in the world, team-building, skill-building experience that national service can provide. I'll tell you, as a parent of 3 teenagers myself, this is the sort of next generation strengthening and skill building that all of us would hope for our children and for our communities. And to have a real pathway towards affordable higher education will transform our country as the GI Bill did for the generation before us. This would lay the foundation for an affordable, high-quality pathway towards education through service to our nation. And I hope you'll join me in supporting it. National service is an amazing return on investment. For every dollar spent in national service, it generates more than $4 in return in higher earnings and increased output and other benefits for our communities. I am so grateful to Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, who's joined me as the co-chair of the bipartisan Senate National Service Caucus. Earlier today, we had a great roundtable to hear from mayors, from private sector leaders, from nonprofit leaders about what national service is doing in states all over this country. And I am optimistic, even confident, that once again this year, while those of us who serve in Congress will have to stand up and fight for and defend national service, we will have a broad and bipartisan grassroots and national coalition that will step forward and say, this is an investment worth making for the future of our country. So let me close by saying this. The greatest thing about national service is that it's truly bipartisan. No, the greatest thing about national service is it has the opportunity to engage and challenge and inspire young Americans. No, the greatest thing about national service is how it is actually, in a hands-on way, delivering meaningful support and services and change to communities that need a helping hand all over our country. No, the best thing about national service is that it allows young people to earn their way to higher education. No, the best thing about national service is that it is what is best about our nation. So thank you. Thank you for this honor. Thank you for this evening. Thank you for the opportunity to once again be with you. Know that you can't get rid of me. Anne Mora Connolly said, just because you got a Lifetime Service Award doesn't mean your lifetime of service supporting national service is over. I couldn't agree more. You are the greatest community in our country, and I am so grateful once again for the chance to be with you and to serve alongside you. God bless.